project is a web browser for the colorblind, and we're from Sutton Park School. So colour blindness is a retinal disability that affects about 1 in 6 males and about 1 in 200 females. And it causes colourblind people to mix up reds and greens, but they still see blues very well. So in the spectrum, like they see, as you can see the blues, this is a colour blindness simulation of this picture. So they see the blues very well, but the reds and greens get mixed up. It's far more common in males because the males have an XY chromosome and a woman has an XX. So for her to actually be colourblind, a woman has to have the faulty gene on both of her chromosomes. The male only needs to have it on one of his.
So we built a web browser to adjust a web page for a colorblind person so that they would be able to see it with more contrast. We'll show it to you now. It works like a normal web browser. You can go to any address. We'll use Google because it's the most commonly used. When it finishes loading, a new window pops up where you can load a screenshot of the original page. The next button gives you a rough representation of what a colorblind person will see, and by changing reds to yellow. And the last one changes reds to purples and greens to turquoise, which a colorblind person will see as varying shades of blue.
So what was the inspiration for your project?
Well, we found over the summer an article in the Daily Express. It was about the London Olympics 2012 logo, and there was a really big petition against having that as the logo because of the horrible colour. And in the article it stated that the person who picked the logo, Sebastian Coe, actually was colourblind himself, and he would have seen something more like that. And so we kind of got us thinking about that. And as well, our computer teacher, Mr. Bromwich, was colourblind, and he started talking to us about it, and we decided it'd be a good idea to do something like this.
Can you talk about like how you started the project and what technology you used and why you used it?
Okay, I guess I can talk about this. Okay, well basically we used the Visual Studio for C#, and we started by building a very simple web browser that just would go to a page when you typed in an address. From there we developed it so that it would take a screenshot and display it in the next window. And then we worked on experimenting with colors, and we tried changing to grayscale, but that actually didn't help that much. And so we found a pixel checking function in C# and ran that through a loop, which would check if something was dominantly red or dominantly green, and from there balance the red and blue values or the green and blue values to change the colors appropriately. We got the idea from the colors from the London Underground map that had lots of reds and greens and browns and yellows, which a colorblind person would have a very difficult time reading.
So we changed the line on this. We changed the line central, which was red, to a lilac-y colour, and the line district, which was green, to a teal colour, and a colourblind person would have a lot less chance of getting mixed up in these lines.
So what was the best part of the project working together? Was it the technology, or was it the idea, or what?
It was actually really fun. We did a survey of our school, and we found that 8% of the males in our school were colourblind, and we only found one colourblind female, which was actually lucky because we only tested 90 females and happened to find one. It was really fun doing like the surveys going around class, and we got to miss loads of class as well, so it was really good.
So how did you tested it out then on everybody in your class then to see if they found that
we tested it on Mr. Bromwich, our teacher, and we tested it on one of the students who we found was colourblind, and they both said that it was a lot better.
And what kind of research material did you use for this? Except for did you just do a survey, or was that it? Or?
Oh, we did a survey, we did loads of research. It's in the book that we have here.
Okay.
It's in we did a good bit of research. We actually, as well, we visited an opticians in Northside Shopping Centre in Dublin, and they told us about the tests and about colourblindness and stuff.
Yeah, and they also gave us a few copies of some of the more interesting test sites. For example, our personal favourite is at the very back. In these, normal vision will just see a squiggle of lines, but to a colorblind person, that one would say 45 and that one would say 5.
And there are like loads of test cards as well, like this.
Tracing paths.
And then there's most common ones are like numbers, where a person with normal colour vision would see the numbers clearly, but a person with colour blindness wouldn't be able to see the numbers at all, or they might see a different number instead.
Yeah, we also looked into company logos and their advertising impact.
Yeah, this is the Microsoft one. That's the normal one, and that's what it looks like to a colourblind person, and it isn't that attractive. It's like, if maybe like on the site they could have, click here for colourblind friendly version, and that's maybe one way they could improve the logo, like, so they'd all look different colours to a colourblind person.
So what's the one thing about your project you could improve on if you thought you could improve on anything?
The integration of the changing of the colours. If we could, we might develop it so that it happens inside the web browser itself, or maybe develop it into a proxy server that can be used with any web browser.
Or maybe like build a plugin for existing web browsers such as Firefox or Opera.
So you guys both want to work in science then later on, do you, when you finish school or college? Or?
Yeah, I'd like to work in science. My brother's, he did a science degree, and I think so did one of my parents, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be fun. Okay.